Hi guys, welcome back to another video. We have another wagon in with a check engine light on, as Erico says, the money light. We have, it's a 2007 Skoda Roomster, groovy yoke, fault code P0171. Just looking at freeze frame data here. 3000 RPM we're running at. We have an intake map of 66 kPa. Sounds big. I have massive long-term fuel trims, 95. This is OBD, by the way. It's not manufacturer specific. 60 kilometers an hour and short term 30%. Sorry about the glare. Sorry, I've only seen it there now. Short term 30%. Shit. So we have a total fuel trim of 30 and 95, which is huge by the sounds of it. But I think that's wrong. 66. Actually, no. 100 kPa is 1 bar. So we're below 1 bar of atmospheric. 1 bar is in the air. So we were running at 3000 RPM, 60 kilometers an hour, and air getting in through the throttle body, throttle flap, trying to feed the cylinders at 3000 RPM. There would be a vacuum in there, so it's below atmospheric. 100 kPa is 1 bar. Right, we're gonna maybe look at live data now, or I'll go pressing buttons and customize. And right guys, I'm going customizing this and we're looking at long-term, short-term intake map. We'll look at lambda sensors. Might look at I'd like to see open or closed loop. Where we're going. This view. Sorry about the glare. Seems that from above, just to show our intake map, is key on engine off 102, so 100 kPa as we were saying. Long-term fuel trim is at 69 now, and then our short term is on 0. That's where it's going to be kind of like held there. That's what it's at. They're learning over a couple of years of driving, engine wear and all that kind of stuff. Let's start this thing. But I just wanted to show you what the intake map was showing. It is at the dropping there now at this point in time. Long term is getting longer. Sorry, not longer, but further. Where are we going? It got further away when we started there. I'm looking our nosy to see what our lambda sensors here are doing. It's going to be in some closed loop. She's paying attention to it fast, isn't it? I would have thought that would have been nearly in open loop until it warmed up. Temperature's quite cold there. So it's in closed loop fast. What I'm going to do is you can actually see that our short term is actually on minus numbers now. I'm going to leave it up actually. Oh, sorry, leave it warm up. Just till I start seeing, I was going to leave it warm up to try and see was I going to get this reading a bit higher, 0.5 of a volt or so. But our first lambda sensor here is starting to react. We'll look at the short term and just see. So we're at idle now. I'm bringing up the RPM, right? Ooh. Not very exciting video, but this is what happens. You're just looking at numbers and stuff, trying to see. You can see our short-term fuel trims have increased again, up to 50 there, and 77 long-term. That is hard. That number just there. Ooh. One hand holding the throttle, one hand holding the phone. Apologies. We keep scouting. Let's see what it might. Just to prove we had a lean condition, I just used a tin of propane and into the intake manifold. And when I did, you could actually see that our fuel trims got high. See, we got a graph. Sorry, a graph. And you can see here where when I was putting in the propane, it started taking fuel away massively. So there's our 0 point. It started taking away fuel. So here we are, minus 50 minus, so it's going back to where it should. Your lambda center was seeing the rich condition and the car started taking fuel away. Okay, so we actually have a lean condition. What is it going to be from? What is it going to be from? God knows, but it's probably going to be fuel pressure related or something like that. We'll go in and have a look and see what the story is, okay? Okay, it's my fuel pressure gauge. Sorry, it's an old one and not great, but I have about 30. I have around 30 psi. Drops slightly when I snap the throttle. Sorry, my hand was kind of covering the speaker, but it was a slight. Snapping the throttle, number one. Number two, I would want to see somewhere between 45 and 50 psi. I believe my fuel pump or fuel filter is not doing its job. We better go in and try and pinpoint the problem. It's a fuel delivery issue anyway, okay? Okay guys, just on an observation point, we have a fairly new fuel filter. It doesn't look it there. We have a fairly new fuel filter with names and someone had to change something from the fuel filter out again. Oh, crikey. And see it now, it's at dropping over time. I had 30 psi. Key on, engine off, which is not actually a small drop coming out of it. That's where my drop in pressure is. But it 30 psi is what I have here at this side of the fuel filter. I'm going to at this point condemn. At this point, not even condemn, just look for some more time. I don't believe there is any gauze in here by the pump, so I go in for a look and an observation, but I'd say we're probably going to be chasing after a pump being gone. Probably does need a little bit more disassembly to be sure, but I'd say we're probably going to be looking at a pump replacement. Bit of assumption, but I'll go and see. Okay guys, next step is walk in, fuel pressure gauge, the feed pipe going up to the engine gone off it, the return pipe is still on to the fuel pump itself, but I'm just running my fuel pressure gauge up to there so I can see it, and I'm going to cycle the key. Can't see if there's much glare on it, so I have the key off. I'm going to cycle the key on right now and just see what we're getting at the pump. It's actually making noise, I heard it. Don't know, first time I've been in, as I said there, in underneath the seat, and the pump doesn't sound good from in here. Maybe you can hear that, maybe you can. It's not sitting on the horn. Maybe you can hear that, maybe you can't. We're going to go in further. Okay guys, pump out in my hand. See, kind of black stains on the side of it. There's a filter on the bottom. See slight little bits of debris, but nothing exciting. And could do go scoping and stuff, but I don't think I need to. What I was going to be probably looking for, one of the things that I have seen before, is where someone would have changed the fuel pump and their clip wouldn't be on right, or they put in a rubber hose or that pipe there. If we can put down that pipe here, the feed from the actual pump up would be after splitting, and we'd have a little spray out here, but no noise that I heard, no visual defects in this. Debris down here on the bottom of the filter. Pump, I'm going to change the pump. This girl is not giving me the option of putting in a new one. quite expensive. She's only given me the option of putting in a second hand one, so we're going for a second hand one to try and get into it, okay? Okay, we have the second hand pump back here. From a standpoint, it just looks better, cleaner. Don't really like the that kind of joy and stain, I don't know. So we're going to throw it in, see what PSI or pressure we have. We're hoping for about 45 to 50 is what I'm hoping, but I'm going to throw her in and see what happens. Okay guys, our pump is in there, old one, lobbed in the ground. Say hello to Marvin. Hello Marvin, you give me a helping hand. We're going to cycle the key on and just see what we get, okay? Yeah. I was going to say 0. Oh boy! Okay, we're up on 45. It won't run now because the actual fuel feed is taken off and running up to my gauge here, but straight away I can see that we have 45 psi. That the cycling the key once or twice, so it's only just running the pump when I'm cycling the key. But very obviously and very visibly we can see 45 psi there. I'm going to be classing this as a fixed, but I'm going to turn around and throw the scan tool onto it and let you see the fuel trims coming back right as well, just before we finish off, okay? Okay guys, we're in and running. I didn't clear faults yet, so we still have our check engine light, our money light on. Gosh, glare again. It's getting a little bit, dare I say, dark outside. Sorry, this is where I started. Short term fuel trims minus 90%, long term plus 70, but heading down according to the fuel trims. So our total trim is minus 78 and 70, so we're on 0 or under 10, and I can actually see the numbers dropping as we're talking. Minus 80, 78, so we're equal. We are back. This is a fix. Fuel pressure gone from probably actually would have been nice to throw it up at the Schrader valve, but enough. Starting to get dark. The sky's starting to get grey. 7 o'clock, whatever time it is. Yeah, that's it. We're done. It's a fix. I'm going to clear this fault code, get rid of our P0171. Fuel pressure too low. Wasn't able to. Injectors were opening, but the pressure wasn't behind them, and when the pressure wasn't behind them, wasn't getting enough fuel into the system. So then lambda sensors were still switching, but the fuel trims had to try and make up for the shortfall in it. So look, I hope this is helpful to someone, and thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if it's any good tea, and it's any tips or tricks I'm going to find or help you along the way with. But thanks very much guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Thank you.